Hello and welcome back. This week we're going to take a look at delays. Delays have been always kind of dear to my heart. It can do a couple things. It can add a sense of room or space to your recordings. The other thing I like is that you can also use it as an effect. And one of my favorite players is The Edge from U2, and he uses delay to great effect. He synchronizes it with the tempo of the song. And it's kind of cool the way it blends and harmonizes, notes harmonize against each other. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Thanks. So today we're going to take a look at delays. And basically what I have here is I have a drum part. And in the guitar track I have just an eighth note kind of pattern that I created. So let's take a listen to see what it sounds like. There's no effects applied to this at all. So one of the things that we're going to take a look at today is Logic's tape delay. One of the things to note here, you can set the tempo, you can select the delay time, tempo will sync, it'll default over here, and you can select the different kinds of notation. This particular pattern is an eighth note pattern, so we're going to play around with eighth notes and quarter notes, see if we can get notes to harmonize. We have things like modulation, so we can play with modulation, and that comes in really effect with the slower delay times, such as chorus and flange. We have basic feedback, how many times we're going to loop the delayed signal back into the input section over here. And here's where you can set the wet-dry balance. Now, the thing to note is this particular plugin is a very basic plugin. Logic has a lot of different other plugins that you can use. We're going to use this basic tape delay. So let's see what we got here. So the first thing we're going to take a look at here is flange. Flange being the shortest amount of time. Usually flange is point something milliseconds right on up to about 5 milliseconds. And I've set the delay time 1 millisecond. The LFO rate or the low frequency oscillator rate at about 0.1 hertz. The intensity is about 7%. My feedback here is set pretty high at 75%, and my wet-dry mix is about 85% wet and 15% dry. And let's see what we got. Maybe what we'll do is we'll start it without the effect in, and then we'll add the effect as we go. Okay, and you start hearing the classic flange sound, that jet plane kind of sound. If we turn up the intensity here, and maybe the feedback a little bit, you can really get an idea for the effect. It's almost got the ring modulation type of sound going in there, and you can really hear the resonance come through when we turn the feedback up. So the next modulation type of effect or delay effect we're going to take a look at is chorus. And chorusing is usually you're dealing with upwards of 5 milliseconds on up into the 40 millisecond range. Once you get much past 40, 50 milliseconds, you start moving into the slapback echo range. Chorus, we have our delay time set to 20 milliseconds. We're keeping our LFO rate slow. The intensity right now is about at 20%. Feedback we want to keep really low. We don't want to really start feeding back the chorus sound and our wet dry. So again, let's start without an effect on, and then after one pass we'll add it in. So it kind of sounds like two guitars playing slightly out of sync with one another. We start adding more feedback. Yeah, it's kind of an echo feel at that point. We can bring that back down. Raise the LFO intensity. So how much the LFO is really going to affect what's going on here. And then you move from the subtle to the obvious. So the next delay effect we're going to take a look at is slapback echo. Slapback echo can start around 15 milliseconds. It's probably a little higher than that. We're not using any kind of modulation or feedback for that matter. Because really what slapback echo is a single return. You hear the original, and then boom, right after that, quick delayed copy of your original. The output we have is pretty high. On the dry side, we want that original to come through, and we want it to softly replicate in the background. Kind of gives it a reverb type of feel. First without the effect, and then halfway through we'll add the effect in. At this point, we're still hearing chorus more than we're actually hearing slapback. So let's bring it up to about 70% for 70 milliseconds. You're starting to hear it now. If we bring it up to about 150 milliseconds, you'll definitely hear it at that point. So the last type of echo or delayed type effect we're going to look at is more than just creating a sense or illusion of space, a small room in the case of slapback echo. What we're going to do here is something similar to what Edge does, and he's going to actually synchronize the music to the BPMs of the song. So we use this button here, and we can then use or select this across based on musical notation. In this particular case, we're just going to play it at a quarter note. You can definitely hear it, it's in time. A lot of the notes are starting to blend together and you get some harmonies going, but it's kind of static. It's falling right on the note itself. So if we take a look at it, I know the music is quarter note, and we can change it around to triplets. So we can see here that it's starting to create a sense of movement, which is a little bit different than having static, predictable quarter notes. We can also do eighth note dotted. And this is getting more into the Edge type of delay effect. If you add more feedback to this, and then you start getting into that where the streets have no name type of feel to it even more. But there you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Delays have kind of been near and dear to my heart. And I hope you got something from it, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.